What's up, guys? We are back again. Just want to say sorry. I know we've stopped the videos for the past couple weeks. Obviously, it's been a trying time, and the hours have been crazy, but we are back, as you can see. We're going to hit it at a different approach, as you're going to see with this video. Let's enjoy this. We got the keto-friendly. I knew the gyms were closed, so one thing I had to do to adapt in that case, have my homemade gym, as you're going to see here in a little bit, is my workout for today. And I had to hit the diet real well, or I'd end up with just a chunky, less muscle guy. And to be honest with you guys, I even got one of those new Weight Guru scales that tell you your BMI and everything, just to help keep me in track. So, guys, peace, love you. Hope you enjoy the video. Let's get this.
I know the score like the back of my hand. Them with the boys, I don't give a damn. The kiss on the ring, I carry the crown. Nothing could break me down. Don't need no advice, I got a plan.
The boys back.
What's up, guys? Back to BADD40'S. Again, balance, attitude, distinguished, and determination. Back with, again, our boy Steven. He rode in from the Tomball area, which is about an hour away. For those of you that don't know, we are in the Houston area, which is the 4th largest city in the United States, so it's a pretty big area. I'm right on the outskirts as far as the northeast. He would be considered more or less the northwest, but we're still in the Houston area more or less. Guys, today's episode, today's talk about is going to be, you know, a lot of us when we reached mid-30s to late 40s, you know, some of us go through a divorce, and we're seeing this more and more every day. You know, even in the dating, we see a lot of guys that are coming into this, and they don't know what's going on. And to be honest with you, I was one of these guys. I've only been in the single life now for 3 years. I was married for 22 years. So, you know, through that time, obviously a lot has changed through the dating. But it's not just the dating, is you know, we start to lose who we are. And when we start to lose who we are, it's hard to regain that again. And when you go through a huge transition, when you find yourself single again, you know, who am I, and how can I get back to where I was? And do I want to be who I was when I was 19, 20, 25, you know, when you got married? Because a lot has changed. And Steven was with me through the whole time. He's been with me through while I was in the marriage, the divorce, and, you know, he helped a tremendous amount during the transition. So I wanted to bring Steven back, and that way you get two sides of things. And guys, I mean, you know, we're lost. That's no doubt, because we don't have a lot to people to talk about. You know, guys don't talk about this shit if you haven't figured it out. We know everything, right? We don't need maps, we don't need directions, we just figure shit out because we can't go wrong. And unfortunately we're here because we probably went wrong somewhere along the line. So that's what we're here for, just give a little bit of information. So
I don't need your instruction manuals either.
no. Yeah. Steven does not live by instruction manuals whatsoever. I mean, I don't even know if he can read.
What's that mean?
Yeah. You know, in the pictures, and when you get the instruction manuals in China, well, if you didn't come with COVID, it probably did not come with pictures. So he's lost anyway. So he figures it out. So, you know, so again, about 3 years ago, so I got divorced. It just didn't work out, you know, and it's nothing against anybody. It's just, you know, there's two ways when you go through a marriage. You either grow together or you grow apart, and that happens, and it happens a lot. And we see this frequently. So, you know, here, Steven, what did you see whenever I'd first began this?
Man, starting from the basics. I'd probably have to say lost in the dating world, being that I'm a single guy coming, you know, seeing a buddy coming into that world. Because we all know it's a challenging world. Just the way things have changed. I know our age, we got a little gap there, but being that it's a similar to a small gap, there's a big change from dating. I'm sure you guys can relate to that too, as far as when you all got married back in the 90s or the 80s or whatever, how long, 70s or whoever, you know, whatever that situation is, to compared to now. You know, your 18, 19, year 2020, all that in that section there, if you will. As you know, things have changed. The game has changed. The women have changed. Everything that you thought would work, it ain't gonna work.
And it's exactly it. It's a game now.
Your Stetson cologne and your white shoes, that shit don't work no more. You have to hang it up. You guys got to know how to dance now. You got to know how to approach women. They've been handed out the A game and the best game, and they've been ghosted. They've been zombied. You're going to have to bring more than what you think you have on the table to find a good one, if you will.
Absolutely.
Girls are just as much as players as guys are now. They've been culture shocked, if you will, to that new dating age, that new come get me kind of game. Now they're playing that game.
Yeah, they are. They're big. They're big players.
Yeah, if you don't know, basically, if you don't have that natural swagger, it's going to take some trial and error before you get back on that horse again. But
absolutely, and there's a lot to it, like he's talking about with the game. You know, if you approach this game, whenever I first started, to be honest with you, you know, and I did what a lot of you guys have probably done or is about to do. If you haven't done this yet, to be truthful, when you get the divorce, and I had seen this, first thing you do is you hit the gyms. All right, you want to change something about you because you know what you were just wasn't enough, and that's just the feel that you get. But what I've learned also is when you first start dating, you know, I don't know really how to say this, but you know, one thing that is common, and I had read this as well, is you kind of, you know, it's very common to try to date somebody that you dated before or somebody that you hit up in high school. It's like to go back to that memory of this is how it could have been or would have been or should have been. And that's a 90% thing. And if you guys have divorced, have seen that, I did it myself as far as just trying to hook up with, you know, when I say hook up, just meet up with old flames or just talk to. And it's you know, everybody's different now. So that's a disaster waiting to happen. The second phase that you notice that comes about is now you date everybody you can. It's just like a free-for-all. There's no stipulations, man. Don't care who they look like, what they look like, anything about them. It's just boom, 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 boom. It's like throwing a casting net and seeing how much you can catch at one, and you're not getting any quality. You know what? Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's like a buffet.
but you're at a different level now, though, because now you know you've reached a plateau to where you can select it. You know.
Yeah. You know, I'm not trying to make myself out to be the next best thing. I look nothing like it. I will never put my big head on that and say, hey, I'm the ultimate alpha out here. I can get whatever I want. Da 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 da. It's not even like that. Mm-mm. And like he was bringing up a good point. First thing, you know, guys want to do is run to the gym and this and that. Man, I ain't worked out in like 10 years. But you know what I have worked out that you guys probably haven't even thought about working out is your self-confidence. Mm-hmm. If you have that, you got it all. It doesn't matter what you look like. I rocked a dad bod. What do you know? Dad bods are in season.
Yep.
Hey, whatever. I know how to use it. I can make myself look good as far as being a big guy. I can do that. I'm not 6 foot. I'm not, you know, 220 pounds of muscle. I'm 220 pounds of bacon and beer and whiskey. I mean, that's what it is. If you have that self-confidence, put yourself out there. If you don't know how to dance, maybe that's not your thing. Find another tool. We're made to all be different. Mm-hmm. Some guys can dance their ass off. Some guys are mediocre like I am. Eddie over here is hot feet. You know, he can dance. Maybe you're shy. Okay, then what's the next best thing for you? Taking a girl to are you a sports guy? Take her to a baseball game. Don't kill her, you know, with talking about stats and shit. Nobody wants to hear about that. We just want to know what's up on that $10 beer and that hot dog. You know,
just like he's mentioning, though, and we've got it in these other episodes. And to be honest with you, Steven's never really seen many of these videos. And I have that whole video set on confidence. Confidence is key. Confidence is a huge factor. You know, we've talked about it before. You know, I've been attracted to different women that I would not have been attracted to simply because they carried themselves with massive amount of confidence. Confidence is sexy, and that's sexy in both men and women. And, you know, and I've said this over and over to you guys. You know, you can't be a pussy and be in this world. You cannot. You know, you've got to be the alpha or at least the alpha mentality. You know, like Steven had mentioned, maybe dancing's not your forte or whatever's your forte, but, you know, everybody has that thing that they have, and you need to get in there, and that's what you need to display and to show these women. You know, it may not be for them, but you know what? That means you move on. You know, not everybody is made for everybody, and that's something that, you know, don't be that Klingon. You know, we talk about the clingers, and don't be that
guy.
No.
Don't be that.
You know, we've seen it, right?
What's in a creeper thing? Don't. No.
You're just holding on to something.
Yeah, you're holding on to something, and you're making it worse for the next guy that maybe, you know, has found someone that's potential. Now he's got to deal with your little weirdness to get you away, which we all been there. You know,
we have all been there. We have all been there.
If you haven't, you turn it off.
We have all been there. We've all done moves that we wish we wouldn't have. It made us look bad because that's not your natural self.
No.
I had one. You remember?
You gotta let it go. Kind of like this hair. Let it go.
It's not coming. So what do? Let it go.
Let it go.
A perfect example of this, and we've always talked about these clingers and these some of these, for our points of view, women that automatically latch on. They see a future instantly, and you're just like, whoa, hey, whoa, what's going on? Or, and we knew this, and I've known this. And about a year ago, I met a girl, and great girl. Talking about the boat girl, the one on the cruise, the one we danced, Altuve.
Oh yeah. She had an Astros jersey on, so we call her Altuve.
Altuve, because it was a costume party. Yeah. We were DJing together, so we DJ. And we hit it off really well. But I don't know what happened. In my own mind, I started being that guy. It's like, I was told that we make a great couple, and I'm talking couple, and we hadn't even gone out. We just been talking for a while, and I see myself doing this, and I know I'm fucking up. And guess what? More or less,
you've turned into the clinger.
And I didn't get ghosted, but you could definitely tell it was no more. The option was gone and out the window. We've all done it, guys. We've all done it. So with that said, and that's what I'm talking about. And what we're mentioning is, getting back into this is just it's a trip. It's a trip.
It's definitely different. Okay. So let me rephrase this. It's not the style, it's not what you have, it's not where you live or the car you drive or whatever you got going on. What it boils down to is you. A girl is going to date you. She's going to date who you are for what you are and what you have. It doesn't matter if you got stacks of cash, if you have coupons in your pocket. You're selling yourself. Sounds bad as it is, but reality, look at it that way. When you meet someone, you're showing them your personality, your interest. You're selling yourself to someone else to get them to acknowledge.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, all the other little flamboyant stuff, yeah, that's fine and dandy. But if you find someone that's what they're looking for, that ain't going to work out, bud. It just never does.
So what's your advice then? What would you say? Somebody's just now left they're 10 years divorced, or they were married 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. What would you say? I know what I would say, and I'll say it after him. What would you give that person advice? So it's the day I just got divorced. I'm like, Steven, hey man, it's final. What advice can you give me? Run?
Yeah, probably. No, man, it's just to put yourself out there. You've already been sounds bad, but you've already been hurt, so what the hell? Put yourself back out there. Get back out there. Don't let it beat you down. I understand marriages, you spent half your life, maybe more than some, with that individual, and it hurts, it does. But sitting around and taking on more pain is not going to help you move on. It's just going to make you even worse and hurt your self-confidence and hurt who you are as a person. I mean,
now you don't want to be this guy here. So you don't want to be that guy where you're the crying game, hugging up a pillow and stuff like that. You just crying your ass off. It's that would be that guy.
Nah, you don't want that for yourself. I don't want that for yourself.
My advice to been to a lot, and to be honest with you, my advice has been like this. So towards women more than anything, because you really see women really go at this. Take some time for yourself. Learn who you are. It took me, man, how long? 2 years, a year and a half to really learn. And I thought I was ready to date after 6 months, and I wasn't even close. A year later, still nothing. About a year and a half is when I just started to learn it. And like we had mentioned on that last video, I just started dating. We dated. I've dated. But but a relationship. Exactly. There we go. Unofficially. But now I've just started a relationship.
Thought you were dating.
So now it's 3 years later, and I've just had my real first relationship. And that's 3 years. And it's just now. And I was talking to her the other day. We were both talking. We don't even know we're really ready, because she's kind of in the same boat. But, at one point in time, you meet someone, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, you got to, like I said, you got to put yourself out there. You got to see where things go. What's the worst could happen? You break up, you go live your life, she go live her life, you find someone else that you're actually happier with. Who knows? You don't know.
Nothing
clearly.
Wrong with that. You're going to learn something from that. You'll learn from something.
You're going to learn a lot, especially when you're in the dating. Like me, like I've said, I'm not some great thing out there. I've dated. That's all I've done. I've never been married. I've just been in the dating world. So it's like someone that's good at a trade. If you're good at carpenter work and you've done it for a while, I'm good at dating. It's bad to say, but
So now the question is, you ever going to get married?
uh,
Ladies, hold on.
it's looking real 40ish.
That's a 40ish thing?
We'll save the next video for 40.
That's
Well,
the
I mean,
question.
it's you know, once you've done it for a while, you kind of figure it out, and it's you know how to bring your swagger, how to bring out your self-confidence. This is my second video. I don't have any kind of what do you want to say, like nervous bugs about it. I'm not
It's
you know,
natural.
trembling. I'm like,
what he's trying to say is this
I
him.
can talk to crowds. I can talk to video cameras. I can talk to whoever. I just have that self-confidence. So, yeah, it took me a while to get it, but once you get it, you can work it. If you can work it, you can work the room.
And it almost, you know, that's like you mentioned before, it's a game. And to be honest with you, when you're good at the game, you know, it's like baseball. How long does it take you to retire? And that's kind of more or less the same thing, you know. It's, you know, it definitely is, there's a benefit to it, you know. However, where the difference is on me and Steven, and we hadn't really talked too much about it, but I'm getting older, you know. He has a lot of years still in it if you wanted to go as a game. You know, I'm 43, heading towards 44. At one point in time, I'm going to be in the nursing home hitting up the old ladies, and that wouldn't be very cool. So I might as well go into the nursing home with a good-looking old lady. So, you know, and then just once she falls asleep, then maybe go hit the other nursing ladies' old rooms or something, you know. But hey, whatever. That's next year. All right, guys. Thank you for coming back. BADD40'S. Hope you enjoyed. This freaking, I swear I feel like a damn midget, like a Oompa Loompa or some shit with this little bench.
It's a junky bench, man.
All right, guys. Again, back at Waterwood. BADD40'S. Balance, attitude, distinguished, and determination. We talked about balance in your life a little bit today. Attitude is a major portion. Distinguished, we're going to get together real shortly. This is one I did want to bring up with you as far as clothing. You know, he's helped me a huge amount on that one. We're going to go hit like places
Style,
like Buckles.
man. Let's talk about that style.
That's coming.
Hey, let me tell you.
I don't
this
want to
right
get
now.
him on yet on style.
Oh my God!
So we're gonna
Some of you cats need to put up that old school what y'all had in the day. It ain't working, man. Like I said, you put the Stetsons away, put the curve away.
All right. With that said, guys, obviously you can see that we've got a shit ton of information coming to help you guys out. My boy Steven, me, coming back. We're gonna help you guys. That's what we're here for. Again, hope you enjoy. Peace. Love you guys. Have a good one. Enjoy. I'm going to go work out with my little homemade gym. Show you a little bit of this, and it's whatever. Make the best of what you got. COVID's almost over. Get your game together because guess what? Single or not, it's time to have some fun.
You gonna work out?
Love you guys.
I know the score like the back of my hand.